In the previous chapter, we were focused on getting the managed content portion of our CMS blueprint working. And now that we've got that box mostly taken care of, I want to move over to the public website and focus on getting that up and running. And that should be easy for us. Based on our experience with the managed content, we'll be basically doing the same thing. The similarities between them are that we'll be doing the navigation and we'll be doing reading of the pages. We won't be doing create, update, and delete for the pages, and we won't need create, read, or update for the subjects. We'll just use them in the navigation. One of the differences that we'll need to think about is what will happen when we click on a subject link in our navigation on the public site. Obviously, when we click on a page link, it'll show the page content, just like we did in the staff area. But in the staff area, when we clicked on a subject link, we got an edit page. And we're not going to want to have that on the public site. Something else needs to happen instead. And we don't have content that we can display, so we need to think about what that might be. Let's go back and look at the demo site that I showed you as an example of where we were headed for this, so that you'll see the kinds of features that I envision for our application. Here we are at a final version of Widget Corp, and I've got index.php that I'm loading up. Now, you'll remember we created index.php back at the very, very beginning in our file, and it right now just contains basic HTML. We never did anything with it. We just left it as a placeholder. Now, by default, index.php is what's going to get loaded up by the server. Index is one of those magical page names that, assuming your server is set up by the default configuration, just asking for widgetcorp_final will give us index.php. So I'm going to go ahead and just type it here so that's explicit, and we'll see that we're getting the same page. Now I've got it just showing some default text here. Welcome to Widget Corp. Now that could be a home page. We could have it do something fancier. For now, I've just got very simple text being thrown up there. And when we click on a subject link, you can see what it's going to do by looking down at the very bottom of the browser. It's going to load back up index.php, just like we did with content, but it's going to tell it subject equals 1. Here we go. Now we get the subject. It opened up the pages, so we see what pages are below it. And it went ahead and showed me the first of the pages. So that's the behavior that I decided when we click on a subject, it should expand the menu to see those pages. Otherwise, they're hidden by default. And whenever I click on them, the other ones will disappear. And it'll always show the first page as a default page. So we can see that. So that's the behavior that I decided on for subjects. And I think you probably have enough skills now that you can duplicate a lot of the work that we did at the very beginning of the navigation section and come up with the first part of this. So I'm going to let you go off on your own and do that. You're going to create the same navigation menu before, and we're going to have a content area here which will display things. Don't worry about what the subject does when we click on the subject link. We'll work through that part together on that default behavior. For now, just concentrate on getting index.php doing what content.php used to do for us. Just loading up each of the pages and displaying something here. If it's easier for you for now, it could just display the name of the subject in this line until we do something more with it. Don't worry about the collapsing menus yet either. We'll visit that together as well. But I think you can tackle this first part. So dive in, get your hands dirty, see how you can do, and then once you've got that together, we'll work together through some of these issues that are unique to the public area.